Hey, it's because it's me, Sparkles with Feather. Here, coming to a video. In this video, I am turning Percy Jackson characters as they were my Hero Academia characters. First, I did Annabeth Chase, then Percy Jackson, then Grover Underwood, then Claire C. LaRue. All those characters were characters that are done on Pop Cross. I just had this idea come to me a few weeks or about a month after watching Paul Cross's video for turning, what was that one called? Turning Percy Jackson characters into superheroes. I got a few other Percy Jackson ideas, but my idea seemed like a good start. Without further ado, let's get into this video, and let's roll intro and let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Hey, it's me, the Infomaniac, and I'm coming back at you with some more people. Although these are very rare people, that is. By what I mean by that is that they are classified as minor, they're classified as demigods. And it's hard to say because, well, it's kind of because they have parents that are basically some of the very first ever quirk users, and quirks are in that time, and quirks in the past are very powerful. So yeah, but in modern day there's still a lot of very powerful quirks, some even more powerful than those, but those quirks are still really powerful. The first few these quirks are also, one quirk is very primal. Well, let's get into them. First one is Annabeth Chase. Her name, Genius, makes sense because I've asked her what would she do if I gave her a pen, a piece of paper, and she had to defeat a monster only using a piece of paper. And she asked me about the surroundings. I say you have a few columns nearby, about 5 foot thick, and I wanted to learn more about that. She says that she would use the paper, fold it up, and then use that as somehow to cut down one of the pillars, and then make sure it's directly, to make sure the creature following her is directly below it, and drop it around top. The reason why she's so smart is because of her quirk, Daughter of Athena, which makes sense. Because she is the wielder of her mother is the wielder of the quirk known as Goddess Athena. And yes, these are all based off of Greek gods. And well, originally the name was how do I put it? If I remember correctly, it was like, I believe some type of it was basically a quirk that made her very intelligent and very good with defensive wars, creating stuff. And Annabeth Chase is very good with architecture. Matter of fact, she basically changed and fixed an entire the entire Olympian city because of a giant war that she was fought in. Her and her boyfriend, when they were like, what, if I remember correctly, 17-ish. Her boyfriend, Percy Jackson, who's the next one, fought his grandfather, Kronos. That guy's even older than her. And then Percy Jackson's dad. And speaking of Percy, let's get into that next one. The next one is someone, sorry, I was using a voice changer because someone was listening to this audio trying to sync with me. But yeah, sorry. This one is Percy Jackson. I already said his name, but his real name is Percy Jackson, but he keeps it known as Percy Jackson. Her name is Hydro, and originally he was wanting to have his her name be Poseidon's favorite son, which Poseidon agreed with. But Cryon, Quark, Satyr, which literally will make sense because he is not Satyr, Centaur. He's a very old Centaur for this record. And also Krona, they go to a school known as Half-Blood Academy. So yeah. He also has a monster pet that is a mother freaking wolf. I forget what it was. Give me 1 second so I can try to remember what it was. I just remembered. O'Leary, she was a hellhound. Yeah, and a very, very big one at that. When he first saw her, he tried to attack her, but the teacher that taught him how to be very good with his secondary quirk. His first quirk is Poseidon's secondary quirk is Riptide, which is a sword he learned about. Once he got it, it immediately became an artificial quirk to him. Literally, someone tries to steal it, shows it right back in his pocket. He can also use it to literally defeat monsters, and yeah, like I said, they're very powerful. It's a very powerful quirk. He's actually a child that's supposed not to exist. So, but anyways, he has a pet hellhound named O'Leary. That's a female for the record, and she is ginormous, like I stated. But he got her from a teacher of his that was actually a very, very old guy. I forget who his name, but if I remember correctly, he created the labyrinth. But if I also remember correctly, that body he was using was actually a automaton. So there's that. So Percy's learned how to use his sword really, really well. Literally, and also Annabeth has her own weapon, which is a little dagger. She never goes anywhere without it. Percy also for a time had a third quirk, which was invulnerability. He had immunity to every single attack, but he eventually lost that one. So yeah, he's now back to just some other quirks. So just back to his two original quirks. Let's get to the third one, which is a very good friend to Percy. And his quirk is the primal quirk I was talking about. And his friend knew he was the son of Poseidon a whole lot longer before Percy even knew. And that guy's name is Grover Underwood. Your name, Protector. Because, well, that's what his goal was to be, Protector. Quirk, Satyr. Like the name suggests, he has the ability to turn his legs into goat legs. But also, he has a naturally long tail. But also, it comes with the ability to control plants. Then the picture I got of him, it doesn't really use he does use a flute, but in the picture, he doesn't really have it on him. Because I think he lost or forgot it somewhere. But, meh. He knew that Percy was the son of Poseidon a long time before, because I've asked him how does he know. He says, people Satyr quirks are usually people who are working with the Half-Blood Academy for a very long time. It turns out that he's actually around. He's about as old as Percy, but he's known about Percy's abilities for a lot longer, because according to him, Half-Bloods, if I remember correctly, is what they're called. They give off a very distinct smell from him. And some other monsters are able to pick this up. And they usually kill these people because, well, they're stupidly powerful. On a scale of 1 to 10, just to give you an idea how powerful these people are, you pin Percy Jackson up against, if I remember correctly, a few Gorgons, a Minotaur, and a bunch of Hellhounds. Percy Jackson will come out on top. And when I later talked to Percy and Grover, I talked to them both and I asked, so Percy's basically the cockroach of demigods. Percy says, Grover says, yeah, so many people try to kill him. He surprised the guy is perfectly fine. And also, on the side note, Percy has the ability to heal himself using water. Also, he's able to control water, create hurricanes, and a bunch of other abilities. So, yeah. Back to Grover. He also told me about those plants and all that. But he also has a girlfriend that has a quirk known as, if I remember correctly, Dryad. Well, basically, it allows her to turn into a tree or some other plant. It's a very interesting quirk, but also she can create a tree and then hide in the tree. But she can also move it around if she wants to. It just takes a lot of energy out of her. She also has the similar abilities to Grover, but let's just get to the next one. And the last person I've got information on, I forgot all of these people are going to school in either in New York City, but they also sometimes they go to classes in freaking Greece because that's where they're most powerful at. But this last person, her hero costume was actually that of a very, very old hero costume. That it was basically gladiatorial armor. Yeah. Name Clarcy Blabru. Hero name Warrior. Quirk, her daughter of Ares. Yeah, like the name suggests, her father is Ares, and let's just say Ares and Percy do not really get along because, well, Percy fought the freaking god of war and won. So, yeah, I could see how that would, piss him off. But she also has a gift from her father. It's a spear. It's an electrical spear. And all these weapons are made of something called celestial bronze. I've looked into the material. It's basically very similar to average bronze. But I've looked into it, and it's actually a very rare, naturally occurring secondary and artificial quirk. So, yeah. So be very careful of her. And also, she is a very, very violent girl. So, yeah. Just overall, be very, very, very wary of her. When I say aggressive, I mean very aggressive, to the point that she will literally stop at nothing to win a fight. And yes, that's including, I believe, some dirty tactics. But she's also, she doesn't really have a lot of smarts, meaning she ain't very intelligent. So Percy can easily outsmart her with the help of Annabeth and beat her in a fight. But let's just say, Percy and Annabeth's parents really don't like each other. I'm pretty sure Poseidon's okay with Percy dating and most likely marrying Annabeth, but it's a thing he's got to worry about. Literally, I remember this one time, he says, if I ever ask Annabeth, if I ever have to ask anyone how to ask, if I want to get anyone's permission to marry Annabeth, it would not be her old man, it would be her mother's, but I must likely ask her old man, how on earth to ask Athena if I can marry her daughter. I'm like, yeah, looking at Greek mythology, I can see why. And yeah, I'm a Greek mythology nerd, okay? Sue me. But I do got some other people from pretty interesting, like the Kane siblings. Oh, what's this? Also, someone who's dead but came back to life. That's a weird case. And then also, I got someone else. Let's see, got some Roman demigods here. But meh, that's really all of them for now. Until next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, because all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe to respect me or do a silence. Bye, and peace out, everyone.